I'm Pastor Jake. We're in Luke chapter 9, verses 7 through 9 for our Bible study. Now, Herod had heard of all the miracles and things Jesus was doing. It got to the point where he was wondering who Jesus was. You know, some say that he was Elijah, some say he was John the Baptist raised from the dead because Herod had him killed. So he was kind of perplexed. Some says, there's just a prophet that come, that one of the old prophets. You know what I take away from this thing is at the time, Herod was the king of the Jewish nation. He had Jewish leaders, he had people he could talk to, and no one understood who Jesus was. I was doing some digging on it, and, there's over 300 direct prophecies of the coming of the Messiah, of Jesus' coming. Some say there's all the way up to 1,800 references of this. And none of them can understand who Jesus was. With all the knowledge and wisdom they had, they cannot understand that Jesus was the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords. And you wonder, how is this possible? There were scholars. Matter of fact, there were a lot of them come in to debate with Jesus who were scholars and Pharisees who were rulers, and they still didn't understand who he was. Because God did not reveal this mystery to them. They were reading their words in the darkness, as I always say. Just like the Bible. If you're without the Holy Spirit, it's hard to read the Bible because you're reading it without a flashlight. You're not shining a light on the words. You're reading it in the dark. You're reading it blind. And that's what was happening to these guys. They were looking in this and they were studying and still never understood. I've met pastors like that. When I ask them a question about something, they act like there's just this blind look on their face. And I'm not saying they're bad pastors. What I'm trying to say is they're reading in the dark. They're not understanding because you have to read it with the Holy Spirit. And it's funny is because the pastors I'm talking about, they truly do not believe in the Holy Spirit. They believe there is a Holy Spirit, but they believe that he was just a cell phone to God. That's more or less what they were saying. But here's the thing is, in the end, Jesus is the Messiah. Even though he couldn't see it, Herod couldn't see it, none of the prophets could see it. When you come to God, you can start seeing everything around you clear as day. You just have to let the Holy Spirit show you and shine a light on it.